I have to say that as somebody who's loved Big Brother for a long time, I'm really kind of disappointed with how this season went down. And I talked about, the editing correctly and some of the things Jack was doing in the house that were offending people, and he's out, long out, and now we're down to Jackson, or Mickey, Holly, and Nicole, and surprise, surprise, there are a lot of fans that are talking about boycotting the season finale. Here's the thing, and I see this a lot on the social media circles. If we boycott this episode, it'll tell the network what we think. One episode won't do it. It really won't. If we complain, they'll change something. Not necessarily. All press is good press, right? All news is good news. The only thing that's a problem is when they're not talking about you. So where we're at right now is that there's a lot of people who are saying things about Jackson / Mickey. And when you get out of the house, boy oh boy, you're going to get it. I don't agree with that either. While I agree there's some things he's said and done both in the house and some stuff that's come out from before, I don't agree with social media pestering that goes on. Again, we get into that whole left versus right argument. I think it's on both sides. And I think it's ridiculous. I think that when we see this going on, I think it's petty. I think it's small. And again, you don't know the whole picture of a lot of people, even just people in our regular everyday life. And the way that you see people portrayed publicly and then the way they are behind closed doors can be completely different. It can be a completely different experience. So when you're in the Big Brother house, you can't really lie about who you are and what you are. So on this level, while I don't like Jackson, I don't like the lies he told in order to make sure they got rid of Tommy. He won the game there. That's where he won it. And all summer I kept seeing people saying, well, if it's a mental challenge, Jackson won't make it. Says who? Like, even the mental challenges, when I look back at Big Brother, look back at old seasons, there was plenty of randomness to it, and there were surprising winners in every season. When you have a chance to get a strong player out, you get him out. If Tommy had stayed in the house, odds are Mickey would have gone and Holly would have gone in either order. And we would have been down to Cliff, Nicole, and Tommy. And then it's a more wide open competition at the end. Like, who's going to be the guy that wins, or the guy or the girl that wins the $500,000? Now, if you're left with Mickey and Holly sitting there, does it matter? They're already planning, according to the live feed on Twitter. They're already planning he's going to go and stay with her in LA after he gets out of the house. He's worried about his family disowning him, and whether this is sarcasm or real, it's being said in the house. So does it matter who gets the $500,000? Because clearly they're together. You throw my wife and I into the Big Brother house, and if we're the final two, it really doesn't matter who gets the $500,000 because we're both going to get it. And it is anticlimactic, and yet I do wonder, will people actually boycott it or not? And again, if you boycott the finale, it doesn't stop next season from happening. It doesn't change the way they plan next season. And you can't prevent there being a showmance in the house. There's no way to prevent that. So it's one of those things. I've been watching the show for a long time, right from the start. When it was America that had the right to vote people out, it didn't matter what you thought in the house. America was going to vote you out. And then that was kiboshed because people were just voting over and over and over and over. And there was a lot of spam voting going on and a lot of skullduggery going on there. So as a result of that, they made it so, okay, well, people in the house will do the vote. And now people aren't happy about that either. Nice guys do finish last. And when it comes to Big Brother, usually the winner isn't necessarily a nice person. Dr. Will, really not a nice guy. But he did win at Big Brother. And Mike Boogie, his teammate, I talk about him a lot because they were awesome. And they played the game and they won the game. And they did it by backstabbing at the right times, backstabbing the right people at the right times, and taking shots at the strong house guests at the right times. And I think the right time to get Mickey out was a couple weeks ago, and they didn't do it. And I think it's Nicole that blew it. I think when we look back on this season, we say, okay, where was the turning point? It was when Nicole had a choice, and she decided Christy had to go next. And Christy was no threat to anybody, and she had to go. And I thought that was where they lost it. I thought that was where it was done. And yeah, if you take Christy and Tommy into those final four, yes, they would have been a threat. But Christy, from any competition standpoint, I didn't see her as much of a threat as Holly or Jackson. So there's that. But we'll see if people hold out. Are you gonna boycott it? I won't watch it. I really don't have enough of an interest. I watched half an episode last week, and I was like, yeah, that's enough of this crap for me. And it's too bad because, again, there have been times where I've been really excited to see who wins. And this year, it's not going to be Nicole. So, I'm... And for me, it's not a boycott. It's just me saying, yeah, I'm not going to be watching it. I don't feel the need to go out on social media and say it. Now, I'm doing it in a video where I'm saying it. I'm admitting it. But I've also been kind of not watching WWE lately, and it's been kind of nice. I watch a little bit here and a little bit there. I watched... last night, the only match that I watched was Sasha Banks against Alexa Bliss. Or not Alexa Bliss. Nikki Cross. Did I even watch that to the end? I don't think I watched that one to the end. I think I changed the channel, and then I found something else to do, and then we went to the hockey game. So, yeah. I've genuinely tuned it out. And that's a key thing. When you turn away from a show or a sports program, and then you forget to go back, and you realize you're like hours later, oh, I didn't go back to that. Don't, because your brain's telling you you don't really care. So I didn't really care about all that stuff, and I know people are excited about the new draft and the moving to the new network, the Fox thing with SmackDown. They've beat me down for too long. I watch too much stupidity. I can't do it. I'm just waiting for AEW, and I've been asked if I'm going to do like reviews of AEW every week. I do intend to do that. I do intend to every week talk about AEW, and I'll be honest about how the program is, where they need to improve it, and where I think their weaknesses are, because it's going to have weaknesses. Any program at the start has a weakness. Go watch season 1 of almost any show, and you're going to go, man, I'm amazed they got through this. It was so good by season 2 or season 3. And wrestling's kind of like that. Wrestling will tend to be kind of hard to watch, and then all of a sudden it gets really good. And WWE's had that too, where they've gone through those plateaus and then straight off a cliff. And WCW, before it was WCW, when it was NWA, when it was Worldwide Wrestling, they would have some great times, and then they had some where it was just crap. And you had to kind of wade through a lot of crap to get to the good stuff sometimes. And AEW may very well be like that too. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts. If you're a Big Brother fan, how do you feel about how this season is winding down and where you think that $500,000 is going, or does it matter? Are you on that same wavelength of, you know what, I don't care who wins because it doesn't matter? I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Let me know. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.